These children represent the future of a community which doesn't believe in one. They are some of the youngest residents of New Jerusalem, Mexico, the doomsday society which believes the world's end is near and only they will gain passage into the world to come. Their elders, and now they too, are strict followers of traditionalist Catholic teachings in this, one of the largest, oldest, and most secretive such communities in the world. Father Luis Maria is one of New Jerusalem's spiritual advisors, keeping the faithful in check.
Los reglamentos que ella nos ha pedido, que es vida de oración,
We must pray and go to Mass daily, take communion and say our prayers to the saints. We must lead a poor life and reject anything which could put our spiritual life at risk. So no television, no vices, no alcohol, and no fashion.
New Jerusalem was founded back in 1973. That's when a local woman claimed she had a vision of the Virgin Mary telling her to reject changes in Vatican doctrine. They pray around the clock and live isolated from the world, content with their own. But some residents, like Father Antonio Claret, find themselves on the fringe of their own community, critical of those claiming authority to power.
Obligan a creer en una persona.
They try to make us believe in a single person who claimed to be a seer, but really he was manipulating people to suit himself and those closest to him.
Father Antonio is among a growing number of fallen souls, as they are known here. They are men, women, and children who are banished from the community's religious activities in so-called mass purges. This for rejecting claims by various priests here that they see the Virgin Mary and receive her messages. Over the years, tensions between the loyal majority and dissident minority have turned ugly, sometimes even violent. A separate house of worship built decades ago by those purged believers was burned down by New Jerusalem's more religiously zealous ones. Defiantly, this new one is being built. Now, unrest appears to be inevitable, following the death earlier this year of the community's founder. State authorities fear, in the absence of any clearly defined leadership inside these walls, sparks could fly again, and soon. A representative from the municipal capital has been shuttling back and forth between these two sides, trying to ensure that doesn't happen. But the majority here are suspicious of those efforts. They believe instead the government is simply trying to incorporate New Jerusalem into the municipality. Back in the center, the day's biggest procession is well underway at the holiest of their sites. All eyes and hearts and minds now focused on prayer and the Virgin.
She's performed many personal miracles for me, and thanks to her, this village has grown and developed tremendously since I arrived here.
But the community's numbers are dropping, from 8,000 a decade ago to less than half of that now. An increase in these purges, coupled with a discouragement from having children, an aging population, and a male workforce that must go elsewhere to earn, means the end for this community might come on more naturally, rather than by the apocalypse in which they believed. Roe Ruttenberg, Al Jazeera, New Jerusalem, Mexico.